Looks like you lost another one.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Javier Lifestyle. It's your boy Chris Javier bringing you another YouTube video. And today I got my boy Isaac in the building. And today we are doing a special video for y'all. So we did a video on his channel for top 5 albums of the year. Now we're gonna do the top 5 artists of the year. You gotta watch the rest of this video to find out who it is. Isaac, before we start, do you want to start by presenting yourself?
Yeah, honestly, thank you for having me on your channel, bro. I'm always excited to actually have collaborations because I don't do it very often, especially this type of way. But thank you very much for actually bringing me to your channel. And I'm excited to just talk about the top 5 artists. We did that video of the top 5 albums, and I just want to share my top 5 artist list right here with you guys. So thank you.
No problem, man. I'm glad you're on my channel. I'm glad you're at my home. I was at your home. We had a good time, and that was a fire video. So if you guys haven't yet, check out that video after you see this video right over here. So nonetheless, let's start the top 5 artists of the year. I have my top 5 artists list. He has his top 5 artist list, and I might even look at what the critics are saying as well. So I'm going to start by saying I have The Weeknd, number 1. 2, I have Bad Bunny. 3, I have Drake. 4, I have Juice WRLD. 5, I have Taylor Swift. And I will go and explain why I have those artists, but I don't know if you want to go ahead and say what your top 5 artists of the year are.
Yeah, for sure. I got at number 1, I got The Weeknd. At number 2, I have Bad Bunny. At number 3, I have Ariana Grande. Number 4, I have Joji. And at number 5, I have Nas. Those are my top 5 for 2020.
Nice, man. I like that list a lot. I had some of those artists on my top 5 albums of the year. I don't have them on my top 5 artists, but I like your list a lot. I think both lists from Isaac's and mine are pretty credible. But I'm going to start by why I have The Weeknd as number 1. So pretty much, in my honest opinion, I feel like he arguably had the best album of the year in After Hours. I mean, he has so many songs on that album that was pretty good. Blinding Lights, like I said, I would say that was probably the song of the year, in my personal opinion. And then the biggest song on the Spotify platform was also Blinding Lights. I also did some research as well, saying, and they said that Spotify had the best song on Spotify when it comes to performance-wise was Blinding Lights. So I found that pretty incredible as well. So The Weeknd, he got snubbed off a Grammy nomination as well for next year's Grammy Awards. And Grammys, man, they need to get their act together. I'm sure you could talk much more about that as well. So why do you have The Weeknd as your number 1 artist?
No, yeah, you're definitely right when it comes to Blinding Lights. Massive hit. Honestly, The Weeknd, like I've talked before with the Javier Lifestyle, my favorite artist. We were talking about that even on the other video about basically how the Grammys just completely snubbed him, not even a single nomination. But I agree with you because we do have that one as number 1, that artist right there, The Weeknd. And honestly, I enjoy the album basically entirely, if I want to be honest with my favorite tracks. I would definitely put, like I've mentioned on the other video, Escape from LA. I would put Snow Child, Bleed It Out. But other tracks that you were even mentioning previously when we were talking, like Heartless and even Blinding Lights, how you just talked about, I do think those are great tracks, definitely for sure. So that just shows the range that he had when it came to this project After Hours, because Blinding Lights doesn't sound anything like Escape from LA. And to a point, even though it might have similar production, Heartless doesn't even have that same exact type of sound. So he had a lot of variety with that project. I felt like he reached a very big demographic, and the numbers actually tell that because people were listening to all those tracks from around the world. So The Weeknd is definitely my number 1 as well. My favorite artist. I think he actually did a very good project compared to some other projects that he released. not a big fan of Starboy, like I was telling you previously, but either way, I did enjoy which one was the other one? My Dear Melancholy. Yeah, that one
Mhm.
that had 6 tracks. Um, but I feel like this is his best project as of late because it has basically everything I've actually wanted to from him in the album. So I definitely agree with you. Number
And The
one.
Weeknd's been consistent since he started, with the trilogy. I know you weren't a big fan. I actually liked Starboy. I know you weren't a big fan of it, but I definitely agree. And the numbers don't lie. After Hours is probably his best project yet. Not to also mention, I know he has snubbed from the Grammys, unfortunately, but he did win American Music Award for favorite album, soul R&B, and got nominated for awards for ARIA Music Awards, Break Tudo Awards, Los 40 Music Awards, People's Choice Awards, Polaris Music Prize, and got snubbed on Grammy nominees. Like what is going on right there? I mean, everybody's voting for him to get nominated, and then the Grammys, supposedly the biggest stage of them all, snubs the dude. Not even one nomination, but it's all good. The project, we enjoyed it. We rated number 1. And I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Billboard year-end charts has The Weeknd as number 2. So Post Malone, for some reason, was number 1. I don't know why, but The Weeknd's number 2 right after him. So, Posty is cool and everything, but I don't think he's number 1, in my personal opinion. This is the second time that he actually ended the charts with being the number 1 artist of the Billboard list. So, yeah.
That's impressive for sure.
Yeah, that is impressive. Post Malone, like I said, I saw him in person. I saw him live. He's really good. But I would say, I don't think his album that he dropped this year is better than the album that, the After Hours album. But that's just me. Yeah.
True. Okay.
So number 2, I have Bad Bunny. So everybody knows who Bad Bunny is, right? Everybody knows who Bad Bunny is. Bad Bunny is everywhere, man. He is global. He is a global sensation at this point. He started in Latin America and in Puerto Rico, where you're from. And now he's everywhere. Even in the United States, reaction videos everywhere. We do reactions, man. We see this thing. His name is everywhere on YouTube.
Yeah, facts.
So reason why I say that Bad Bunny is the number two artist of the year is that he didn't only release one album. He released 2 albums. He released Yo Hago Lo Que Me De La Gana. I can't. Man, I sound really American right there.
You said it good. It's good. Yo Hago Lo Que Me De La Gana. Yeah.
Yeah. So that pretty much was took the top spot for the most streamed album. And he also came out with El Último Tour del Mundo, which debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 list with 116,000 album equivalent units sold. And he became the first all Spanish language album to top the chart and earned Bad Bunny his 4th top 10 entry. So that was the bullet point I had to go over. I found that very intriguing. Bad Bunny, I would say he's the number 1 Latin American artist out there, and he's now a global sensation. He's getting Grammy nominees at the Grammys next year, and he's doing his thing, man. So he's number 2 in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have him at number 2 as well. Bad Bunny. Obviously, I know about him, given that I'm literally from Puerto Rico. I live in Puerto Rico, and if he's been sounding crazy over here, that just lets you know that the fact that he has so many numbers, that's definitely the same thing in the States and around the world. He's just been going crazy when it comes to the amount of not even just popularity in Latin America, but just the entire world. And the fact that he even, like you mentioned previously on the other video we did, because we did the top 5 albums of 2020, we were talking about Bad Bunny as well. And you mentioned that he was 19 times platinum in the US, which is just insane to think about, because I can't even think about how many times you got to go and have how much streams you have to have for platinum. So I'm not even sure what 19 times is at that point. But it's just insane to see the success he has. Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana was a great project with a lot of different type of classic reggaeton sounds and also having like that new trap, Latin trap type of vibe. But not only that, with that latest project he had, El último
Último tour del mundo.
exactly. El último tour del mundo. He
Del mundo.
definitely had a different type of vibe, adding like some rock elements in certain tracks. Like Joey Así had some rock influence. It's just interesting to see how he keeps trying to add different sounds, and he's still relevant with the core fan base of obviously Puerto Rico, but not only that, Latin America in general, while adding Americans that don't understand a lick of Spanish. And he's still over here vibing and dancing to his tracks. Like they just enjoy him, to be honest. It's just crazy to see the success. And I'm happy for him, given that he's Puerto Rican and it's interesting when you listen to his story, he's somebody who was working in the supermarket, and to just see him now be this big is just, I'm just happy for the guy, to be honest. So yeah,
I remember when I first heard about Bad Bunny, I'm like, who is this Bad Bunny guy? And he was doing like small like clubs and stuff like that in Chicago, and he blew up, man. No matter if I want to say that 2017 was when I first heard of Bad Bunny, and now we're in 2020. So in 3 years span, how fast and how big he grew is unbelievable. This guy, he's gonna set records, man. He's gonna set records for years to come, you know.
For sure.
And we both reacted to that song, actually. You know that, right? I don't know if you knew that or not, but we both reacted to that song. Yes, sir. We both reacted to that song, and I would say one of my I loved it. It was different, you know. He added some, like you said, he added some rock elements to this new album, and I'm like, okay, this is different, but at the same time, look, everybody's still enjoying it. They're still doing, you know, he's doing his thing, man. And you know, he doesn't need people. He doesn't need features. He does his own thing. You know, it's nice that he has elements like Jay Cortez, Rosalia. You know, he has J Balvin on albums and stuff like that too in years past. But he could do his own thing. You know, he don't really need artists, you know, to feature on his song anymore. You know.
Yeah, true for sure, bro. For sure.
So Drake is my number 3. So that's a big surprise because did Drake release an album this year? No, he released a tape. He released a tape. So despite not putting an album out there this year, he was still able to stay relevant in the rap game with Dark Lane demo tapes, which had the song Tootsie Slide, which had its own dance craze and debuted at #1 on the main Billboard Hot 100 charts. It's Drake, man.
Yeah,
it's Drake.
That was big for sure.
And then also his song, even though it came out last year, I believe, with Future, Life is Good, was the most streamed song in the US, and he was also top 5 as the most streamed artist list. So it's crazy. He didn't release an album this year, but he's still, Life is Good is still one of the most streamed songs, and he's still one of the most streamed artists. And he did put music videos with Justin Bieber making a cameo and whatnot on Pop Star, and I mean, this is
Lil Durk as well, right?
Right. So I mean, it's Drake, bro, and it's crazy because we were talking about in the last video for your channel when we were talking about the albums of the year, and then we just popped out of nowhere Drake, and I went to Camp Flognaw, which I think I said that in previous videos before, and I saw Drake get booed, and I'm like, wow. How can you boo Drake? But that's because people were really getting greedy. They wanted Frank Ocean. You know, it is what it is. Camp Flognaw, it was a different animal. That's all I'm gonna say. But
yeah.
What's your number 3? What's that?
I was just gonna say you definitely can't go around with Drake because I mean, even when he doesn't release a project, he's getting played everywhere. Either way, like there's one track and you'll have him being played. But I actually had an interesting pick because I didn't have this pick at my top 5 albums. I didn't have Bad Bunny either, but I think it's interesting because it's not an artist I listen to a lot, Ariana Grande. But the fact that people were recommending me her tracks in my comment section, even though I don't do pop as much, I basically do all the time hip hop or R&B. I know she has some elements of R&B, but she's definitely a pop artist for sure, not R&B specifically, even though she has those elements. I put her at number 3 because she had a very good year with that project she released. Even if I'm not going to say that I have that album in my top 5, like I just said previously, I'm still going to realize the fact that people are noticing a lot of what she does, especially with this project. And the fact that I had those comments and I didn't even have like an Ariana Grande video and people were asking me for that. And then I noticed how much they were gravitating towards those videos and how big of an audience she has. I had to put her because I just noticed the relevance. I think she's actually going to have like a Netflix. I'm not sure if it's a documentary, but she's going to have a Netflix collaboration where she's going to have something streaming. So she's definitely a big artist to the point where even if you're not fully aware of her music like that, and once you actually listen to it, you realize, okay, now you know who Ariana Grande is without or with the music just because she has that popularity. And this year for me, I feel like she's had a very big year for sure, for sure. Ariana Grande.
I kind of relate to what you're saying with another person on my top 5 list, which I don't really listen to either. But we gotta look at relevancy, right? You're looking at Ariana Grande; she's relevant. I'm looking at Taylor Swift, which is on my list, but I'll go over that in a few. But you gotta admit, even though we don't listen to their music like that, and we don't react to their music, they're still relevant, very highly in the game. They're like up there. They're probably number 1 and 2 when it comes to most streamed artists, female artists, in the game. So I definitely understand with the Ariana Grande. I think that was a really solid pick for number 3 on your list. Ariana Grande, she is definitely she's good on the eyes, man. That's for sure. She's good on the eyes. But Ariana Grande, she definitely has the music too, So not only is she good on the eyes, and she started at Nickelodeon. I'm sure you know that.
Stories, yeah.
Victorious, I believe it was.
Yeah, I used to watch that show.
Yeah, me too, man. Those were the good old Nickelodeon days, bro.
back when they had those shows.
But that was awesome, man. I like that list. I like that you added Ariana Grande. Because of her relevancy. She puts music out. She has a song with Mariah Carey, "Oh Santa," a Christmas song that I reacted to, and she has those vocal cords, bro. She has range for sure in her vocal cords.
Yeah, she has the whistle voice like Mariah as well. She has a tone.
That's true. All right, so my number 4 artist of the year is none other than Juice WRLD. So I also had him as my top 5 album of the year, which Legends Never Die. And I believe that Juice WRLD was he has so much life, ahead of him, RIP. He still makes, like I said, he recorded 200 songs that wasn't even released yet before he passed away. And that just shows you how hard of a worker he was. And, unfortunately, because of the incident that happened last year in December, he's not here right now. But still, this just shows you, I have some bullet points I want to read out that how relevant he is. So he was the most streamed artist in the United States. His album Legends Never Die was one of the most streamed albums of the year. His album Legends Never Die was highly acclaimed and one of the best hip hop albums of the year, in my personal opinion. And he had 6 singles released from his Legends Never Die album. So right there, that's just it's just mind blowing, man. And unfortunately, he couldn't live. He couldn't see this, his success this year and all that. He's been successful for years. I saw him twice in concert, and he's great. He had a great stage presence, man. So
I never got to see him live, obviously, because I've never been to. I've visited the States, but I've never been for a very long period of time. So I never had opportunity to go concerts and that type of stuff. And obviously he's never been over here. He never actually had the opportunity to come to PR. So I never got to see him, but it's actually cool that you actually got to see him in person and actually see the vibe that he brought with his music.
Last time I saw him was at Camp Flogno last year in November. The same festival that Drake got booed. So he was there, man. That was a great, crazy lineup. Tyler the Creator, he definitely puts out a great lineup, for his music festivals. So I enjoyed it. It was awesome.
No, that's good for sure. That was your number 4, right?
Yeah. What's yours?
I had at number 4. I had Joji. We were talking about him in my other video. In my video, the video from my channel. But I had him because I just thought the fact that also similar to how Ariana Grande's fan base gravitated towards my videos without me even being a big fan that had done previously videos of that artist, Joji's fan base basically showed me that as well. Cause I think one of my videos of him has over 10K views at this point. And I just noticed that the fan base is always there for him, especially this year because they were very excited for that project once he released Nectar. It did very good. A lot of people enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Some good tracks. Definitely odd titles, I would say, but there's literally a track that's one of my favorite that is called Ill. That's literally the name of the track. But once you listen to it, it doesn't even sound like the name of the track in terms of it actually having a great sound. It sounds very, like you even described him. He has a slow pace with the type of vibe he has, but that's something I actually enjoy. And the fact that he does have that solid fan base always showing up right there for him, and they definitely expected this project. Just goes to show that for me, I feel like even though he might not be a huge artist, very relevant, I would personally put him right there because I feel like he had a very good year, and I actually did enjoy the music as well. So I have a number 4 Joji because of that. Like the track that I mentioned, Ill and Modus, those are my favorite tracks from the project he has, Nectar. But yeah, number 4, that's gonna be my number 4 for sure.
Yeah, I need to like I said on the last video, I definitely got to listen to more of his music. Like I said, I knew him as Pink Guy, before he was
Yeah,
Joji, and you also told me something I didn't know, that he's a YouTuber, or he was a YouTuber, and now he's an artist, and it's crazy to like see the progression that he had from just a regular or ordinary YouTuber. I mean, he was big, I'm sure, as a YouTuber, but then he grew exposure in the music scene, and now he's doing his thing. And he's still 28 years old, and he's super young. He's gonna be relevant for a lot of years to come, and he has a fan base that's gonna support him. And he's from Japan, and like I said, that Japan itself has a big fan base for him, and now here in America too. So I'm glad hey, congrats by the way on that video. You hitting that 10K plus with reacting to his music. So maybe you need to more react to more of his music. Down in the future. You know what I'm saying? So that way you get more videos like that, because if it's like that, man, you gotta go with the flow. But yeah, just shout out to Joji, man. Definitely someone that I need to keep my eye on and listen to more. So I appreciate you even including on him on this list, because I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on him. Like I said, I know of him, because 88 Rising and the songs that they had together and whatnot. But I don't really pay attention to his music, and that's something that needs to change. I'm always down to listen to more music that I'm not too familiar with, and that's definitely Joji. So I'm gonna definitely listen to his music after we finish this video. So yeah, shout out to Joji for sure, man. Doing his thing. So just like your number 3, Ariana Grande, my number 5 is Taylor Swift, a female relevant artist, a great artist at that. She released 2 solid projects this year in Folklore and Evermore. I believe Evermore just released not too long ago. And she was nominated for a bunch of awards in 2020 and won 3 awards from Guinness World Records, Danish Music Awards, and Apple Music Awards combined. So she is having an extraordinary year, 2020. Out of all the artists, I would say her and The Weeknd are accomplished, a lot of things, when it comes to album sales to music awards, So,
yeah. It's interesting because I'm searching right now. Yeah, you could tell she's had a good year, definitely, even with the videos on YouTube. But it's to be expected because she's just such a big artist. It's like the same way I feel with Ariana Grande, me having her on the list. I might not be like the biggest fan of always listening to this artist, but I can just tell the relevancy is right there, and it's one of those artists that has a very not only a core fan base, but a fan base that's just gonna be there all the time listening, and she's gonna have the how do you say, the external audience that's gonna come as well whenever they hear that radio track. So for sure, that's a good pick right there.
And she was So another thing too, I know I didn't touch base on, but you're definitely right with that. She was also nominated for the upcoming two awards for the upcoming Grammys, not one but two. One being for the album of the year, and the other the best pop vocal album. So that's incredible, man. Hey, Taylor
For sure.
Swift, you are doing your thing,
For sure.
and you always been like that, man. It's crazy too. She has definitely adapted throughout the years. That's one thing I like about her is that she keeps growing and she's growing and growing and growing. I mean, she already is a big artist. Everybody knows who Taylor Swift is, but she's adapting her music taste too. And she's my boy Stilo Reacts. He's another reactor. Shout out to him. He does a lot of reactions to Taylor Swift, and he's done really good with all those reactions too. So this just tells you, like you said, she has not only a core fan base that's always going to be there, for her, but she also have an external fan base. So people that are, just getting into Taylor Swift, she's just an artist that, like, okay, she got her thing going on. She changes, her style, but she's getting better and better, to this day. She's still progressing, and that's how that's a great artist. So that's my top five. I know you have a top five as well, so I'm gonna let you speak on your top number five on your top five list.
Yeah, number five, I actually picked Nas. He has Kings and Seas. We talked about that on my video for my channel. Nas Kings and Seas, like I was mentioning on that video, it's interesting to just see somebody that's been relevant for so long, somebody that's not even from my era specifically. Of the type of rappers that you listen to now, they have a very heavy trap influence. They go for that type of sound, but Nas didn't really even try to go for that new age type of sound. He remained with the relevancy he has, being a legend. He still finds his pocket with the lyrical ability, and having that production from Hit Boy worked, basically did wonders, because it's not an old sounding project, but it's not trying to mimic new sounding projects. So it's always interesting to see how you can do that with a very important artist. Like, it's not easy for Hit Boy to try to find that pocket for Nas automatically. So you could tell there was a heavy effort being put into the production, and it's Hit Boy. His production is great. Basically all the time. He's had a great year as well. So Kings and Seas was a very good project. Maybe not as quote unquote, even though I feel like Nas is definitely not underground, obviously. But my point is, given the relevancy of some artists at this point, people might not see him mainstream wise, but they recognize that he's a legend. So I would put him right here because I feel like that quote unquote comeback and the amount of good tracks that the project has, like we were talking about Ultra Black, like I was talking about the intro that it has, and a lot of tracks have like a positive vibe that is just enjoyable to have in a year like this, 2020 being unfortunately the year of COVID, if you want to put it that way, and a lot of unfortunate deaths at the same time. So I like the fact that he has a positive message for his culture, and at the same time, he actually delivered a good project. So that's why I have him number five, Nas, Kings and Seas. I definitely enjoyed that album for sure, bro.
Yeah, and he was one of the guys that, even though I don't have him in my top five artists of the year, I have him on my top five albums of the year, which is on your channel. And Kings of Seas, like you said, Ultra Black, Replace Me, featuring Big Sean, Don Toliver, All Bad, featuring Anderson .Paak. I mean, the whole album, to be honest with you, those are just three notable songs in my, what I think, that's notable. Ultra Black, everybody knows that's like the only hit that he really had. But other than that, like, I think from top to bottom, it's a must listen. Nas, he still has it, from, back in the day to now, he still has it. Like he's still young again, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. And not only that, but now he's also Grammy nominated, for next year. And we're hoping that he wins because he needs it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? I think by the end of the year, by the end of his career, if he doesn't win a Grammy, bro, I don't know what the Grammys are doing, bro.
It'd be disappointing, to be honest, because a big artist like that, I just don't understand how he doesn't have a Grammy at this point. But honestly, it's still good to see that the album was, regardless of if he gets a Grammy or not, because obviously there's competition, right? But I still feel like the album was good enough for for him to just, if he doesn't get that one Grammy, at the same time, I'm still like, I'm good with myself because I know who I am. I'm Nas. I have a catalog that should have a Grammy. You get what I'm saying? But it is what it is. The Grammys are, they just don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're not even.
It's like a popularity contest sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like they don't even know what's happening with the music actually. But it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but that was our top 5 artists of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. I love talking about music. I talk about music for the next 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love music, man. And that's something that me and my boy Isaac got in common. You know, we're both, we're music enthusiasts. You know, we love to listen to it. We love the new music, the old music. We just, we admire it all. One last thing before I end this video, please subscribe to my boy Isaac. I'm gonna let him if he has any final words, before we end this video. I'll definitely give you way to talk right now.
Yeah, thank you, bro, for sure. I'm just grateful to have the opportunity. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of collabs like that when it comes to this type of way. We're doing it right here with Zoom and all of that. So I'm just grateful to have the opportunity. I had to at times be looking at my phone a lot, obviously, because we have the list and we're basically right here freestyling, even though we know the ideas that we want to actually deliver in the video. But once again, I hope people enjoyed it when it came to the actual top 5 artists. And for sure, if you haven't seen that top 5 albums, then check it out as well. Good list from your part as well. So thank you once again, one more time. The Javier Lifestyle for actually giving me this opportunity. And I just hope that we can do some other things as well some other time. And I hope the audience enjoys it. Let us know down below in the comment section if you actually agree with our list. If you actually want to put some of the different type of artists down below in the comments, then feel free to actually do that as well. But thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. And, this isn't just the only 2 collabs that we're going to be doing, man. Hopefully, maybe in the future, maybe one day I'll go to Puerto Rico or you come to Chicago and we could actually collab in person. I know we're doing this virtual thing and this is something new to me, but at the same time, it's like I'm chilling with one of my homies and we just vibing and talking about stuff that we like, which is music. And like he said, leave a comment below. What are your top 5 artists of the year? I know everybody has their own, entitled to their own opinion. I have my own opinion. My boy Isaac got his own opinion. And I know you all have your own opinion as well. So leave a comment. We'd love to hear that, to hear your feedback and stuff. And before we end this video, please don't forget to check out his channel for top 5 album of the year. And also subscribe to my boy. And if you haven't yet, if you're a new viewer, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm on the road to 3K. All right. It was a pleasure, my man, Isaac. It was a pleasure collaborating with you. And hey, we got more collabs to come, man. This is not just the end, man. We just started. We just started and we're gonna go to the top, yo. Let's get into it. But before we end this video, y'all, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications for your boy. I'm gonna give you all the reaction videos that you guys admire. All right, so until next time, peace.
And I discovered, that black and white is all y'all see. And I